Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick example for you, just so you can see like how we did it in class, just to help you remember. So the first thing we need is our actual fraction. So let's do, maybe 4/16. Sorry. Okay, so the first thing we would do is we have to find the greatest common factor. So we would make our T-chart, so we'd have 4, and then we would do one for 16. And then remember, we'd start at 1 and kind of go through all the factors that we could. So 1 times 4 gets me 4, and I would do 2, and I know 2 times 2 gets me 4, and since I have a number repeating itself, that means I can stop. So I can do the same thing for 16. So I start with 1 and 16, then I can think 2, so I know 2 times 8, then I would think 3, I can't do 3 times anything, so then I would do 4, and I know 4 times 4 is 16, and I see that number again, so that means I can stop. So then the next thing we did in class when we did this was we circled all the factors they had in common. So 1, they both have 2, and you only need to circle 1, 2. You could circle both, but it won't make a difference. And then they also have 4 in common. So same thing with the 4. You could circle 1, you could circle both, but then I find out that my greatest common factor equals 4. So that tells me that when I take 4/16, I have to divide it by 4 because I know both numbers can be divided by 4. And like that's the biggest number that'll go in them, so I only should have to divide 1 time to find the simplest form of the fraction. And 4 divided by 4, or I could think 1 times what gives me 4, or I could look over here under 4 and see that 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1, or that 1 times 4 is 4. So this would be 1. And then same thing for 16. 16 divided by 4 is what, or 4 times what gets me 16, or I can look over here and I can just look right across from my circled number and I know that that answer will be 4. So my solution would be 1/4.